Hey, welcome back YouTube. So there's this trend. Well, it's probably not a trend. I've just started looking at these kind of things now. They're called leftover women in China. And China Observer, all props go to him for taking these videos and actually translating them to English so that we can actually listen to them. So what it's about is women go and they study a lot, and they educate themselves, and they get bachelor's degrees and master's degrees and doctorate degrees, and they go out and they buy homes and cars, and they become the boss babes, the boss bitches in the whole thing. And then whenever they want to settle down, when they feel okay, now they've now achieved whatever they can, and now they feel like they want to settle down, age of 30 up, all of a sudden life and love has passed them by. So I don't know, feminism doing its thing in China, I'm sure this will also spill over to the rest of the world sometime. Leftover women. These women are too old to start families, and now they cannot understand why men would not choose them. Let's just get into this shit.
This year, born in 1990, and honestly, I do want to get married now. Yesterday, I saw someone online say, "Isn't the single life great? Why rush into marriage?" And I get it. Living a high-quality single life is pretty great. I quit my job because I didn't like it, and now I can go traveling whenever I want. I have loads of time to focus on my interests and hobbies, which a lot of married friends envy. But here I am, already.
Okay, but is that not cool? I mean, I've got loads of time, which my married friends envy. So why jump onto the Chinese TikTok and make these kind of videos? Why bitch about it then? I mean, if life is so great, why would you bitch about it? But here I am, already 34, single, no children, but I'm sure she has a few cats at home, or maybe even a baby dog stroller. Yeah, I've actually seen those strollers for dogs.
Already 34. Most of my friends around my age already have kids in their teens. I feel like the life I'm living now is something they could easily have anytime, but what they have, a family, is something I'll miss out on if I don't take the leap soon.
讲真的我
My fifth attempt at a blind date has ended in failure. Honestly, I'm probably more eager to get married than most, so I've been
So this woman, this one, the second one, she sees it as blind dates are not there to meet somebody for love or for something like that. No, it's a transaction. This reminds me of cattle and sheep auctions.
been trying to date older guys or men who have had short-lived marriages without kids, thinking they'd be as keen as me to settle down, but apparently I was wrong. Just because a guy is older or divorced doesn't mean he's in a hurry to get married, and dating younger
Especially divorced, right? He's been through the ringer. Older guys, we get to a point where we like fucking let the world pass us by. We couldn't give a shit. My peace is more valuable than anything in life. My peace is what I'm looking for. But now add on top of that an divorcee, a man that lost like maybe half of his possessions. You are fucking something wrong in these brains, hey?
Guys isn't an option either. They're usually not serious. It's tough out there.
You know your business better than anyone, right? So why not
Yeah,
build
what
an
the
app to
fuck?
run it with
Okay,
Base
app,
44?
whatever
This finance
app.
app.
Fuck off.
The creator of this post, Mumu, has now called it quits after her fifth blind date attempt. She's soft-spoken, with a sweet appearance that makes her look younger than she is. In the comments, people mention she studied medicine, but quit her job and now stays home, where she has had more time to think about marriage and family.
So, she studied medicine. Let's say she's a doctor, somewhere in the medical field. How many hours do doctors work? This woman is not looking for love.
Along with worries about fertility. Some say she might have put too much focus on her career before, enjoying the freedom of
No
single life.
shit.
Others think her high standards, especially when it comes to finding the perfect partner and lifestyle, have held her back. Now, even though she's feeling the pressure to marry, she doesn't seem to realize that her standards might be keeping her single.
作为34岁的单身女性，我今
This one, the filters are not working perfectly on her face. Maybe she must readjust some of the filters there. That's another thing, right? I mean, you see somebody online and these filters are there. I mean, look at the eyes. Fuck it. Look like there's like water in her eyes all the time. Maybe she must just go and readjust those.
经常被问到，就是
As a single 34-year-old woman, I'm often asked, why are you still so picky at your age? Every time I hear that, I feel exasperated. I mean, am I wrong to want a better life, to not settle? What's wrong with wanting a partner who's a good match? People say that men are more desirable at 40, so why should women have to lower their standards just because we're
Are you fucking this? She's fucking comparing a 40-year-old male to a 40-year-old woman. This is what she's doing, right? So why should women lower their standards? And they have these standards in China where he must have a PhD, he must earn 800,000 yen a year, he must own a house, he must own 2 cars, he must fucking... It's just crazy. They have these amazingly high standards. These women. That's why 99.99% of men, they just don't even fucking try and pursue these fuckers.
a little older? I want someone I can grow with, someone who won't hold me back.
Fuck.
My ideal partner would be someone I can truly connect with on a deep level. When you think about it, women my age usually have careers, financial independence, and a wealth of experiences.
Yes, careers, financial independence, and the wealth of experiences, yet you are fucking lonely cat woman. So the one thing that you want, you're not getting, and now it's too late for you.
We know what we want and how to make a relationship work. Isn't that a strength? I don't think age should restrict my pursuit of happiness. Whether I'm 29 or 39, I have the right.
At the age of 29, you can still bear children, you can still build a happy family. At the age of 39, how many eggs are there still available? The wall is there, menopause is coming, and let's say there is a man who's going for you at 39, one that meets your standards. Let's say a year down the line, now you're married at 39, he's paid the dowry of 1 million or whatever to buy you from your parents. Everything that is paid for that he has, and now you are 40 when you have a baby. 40. What the fuck? Are you crazy?
To look for the right person. I'm realistic about how tough it is out there, but I'd rather embrace being single and work on bettering myself than settle for less. When the right person comes along, I'll be worthy of them too. They say like attracts like, so if I want someone exceptional, I need to be exceptional myself. I won't marry out of loneliness. True happiness is built on respect and understanding, so I refuse to lower my standards due to societal pressure. With confidence, I believe that when I'm at my best, the right person will come along naturally.
And it seems like they still have this childlike mentality as well. The right person will come along whenever I least expect it. My standards are fucking here. And just like boom, all of a sudden somebody, the right person, will just jump in and come along, sweep me off my feet, Prince Charming, happily ever after. These people are living a delusional life.
This post creator, Xiao Fei, has high standards when it comes to finding a partner, especially given her good looks and sense of pride. Even after 30, she refuses to compromise, wanting a perfect match. She's met many eligible men on dates, but none have met her expectations, leaving her at risk of becoming a so-called older leftover woman.
She's
In the
there.
comments, some people agree with Xiao Fei, saying marriage is a big life choice, so why rush? It's better to wait for the right man. After all, if you marry well, your life will go smoothly, but if you don't, you may end up regretting it. Others argue that Xiao Fei's standards are unrealistic, pointing out that age isn't on her side. If she
At least Xiao Fei looks like she can take care of herself, unless that's mommy and daddy's home in the countryside somewhere. I mean, if this is Xiao Fei's house, at least looks like she can look after herself.
She keeps insisting on finding a wealthy, attractive man her age or younger, she might soon miss her chance to have children. Many women in big cities are high achievers who develop a clear image of their ideal partner. But as time goes by, this pursuit of perfection can stand in the way of finding love.
90年34岁的姑娘相亲。
A woman who is now 34 years old has been on 10 unsuccessful blind dates and is feeling nearly hopeless and withdrawn.
They put it like unsuccessful blind dates. It's like a job interview almost. Like you have to go and you have to like sell yourself to your potential partner. It's not just let's go out and have a beer, let's go, I don't know, shoot some fucking pool, or let's just go and do some normal shit. It's like job interviews. Is this girl, look at these professional people, they're getting makeup. This is a business to make this older woman look young.
She's now reached out to me for help. Xiao Ying, a gentle-looking woman, has been working in the beauty industry in Shenzhen for over 2 years, but her social circle is mostly female. Her friends and family have introduced her to potential matches 10 times, but none have worked out. Although she's independent, talented, and attractive, she just hasn't found the right man. Being single and in her 30s feels like a stigma, and every family gathering brings more pressure, pushing her to the
It's not a stigma, it is the fucking truth. It's the pure raw truth, and you just don't want to accept it. There's nothing you can do, you cannot turn back time. Those standards are too high. Lower your fucking standards. Find a normal person, a normal man, a hard-working man. But you are still looking for Mr. Perfect, for the, I don't know, fairy tale fucking weddings. Lower your expectations, and it might happen.
point of losing confidence. Once cheerful and outgoing, she now feels a bit down. I went to the pagoda temple to make a wish. I don't know when I'll finally meet my Mr. Right. I'm already in my 30s, and my parents are really worried.
They should
What
be.
kind of partner are you looking for? I'd like someone who's at least 1.7 meters tall, preferably living here in Guangdong. He should have a good personality, a sense of romance, and be financially responsible.
You see, so he should have all of these things. Him. There's fuck all wrong with this little princess mentality that she has. He should meet all the requirements as if she is the prize at the age of 34.
Ideally, he would be motivated, ambitious, and hardworking. Although she's 34, Xiao Ying doesn't want to settle, but can't escape the family and social pressures. In bustling Shenzhen, she wonders what her path will be and where her true love might be found. In recent years, as China's economy has slowed and the job market has tightened, more people with bachelor's degrees are choosing to pursue master's.
Yes, people study more. That is true. I see it here constantly in Taiwan. You walk outside, 10 o'clock at night, I go and buy some smokes or whatever. The students are sitting and they are studying. They are studying like 10 o'clock at night. Still studying, still doing homework. That is true. They study a shitload, hey. Not like us when we grew up, like 3 o'clock or whatever, school finished, now you fucking free and go and play. Kids here, they go to extra cram schools, music, ballet, math, English, Korean, Japanese.
Master's degrees, and then even PhDs. By the time these women finish their doctoral studies, they're often 28 years old or older, labeled as older single women. At this point, many realize that while they were studying, their peers married and started families, leaving them feeling as though they've missed their ideal time for marriage.
Yeah,
我是85年的。
I was born in 1985. Today, I'm 39 years old.
Let me just pause that there. Just read that. Let that sink in. 39 years old, unmarried, with a PhD. And that is what she thinks that men are looking for. I bet this will be the first thing that she sells on a blind date. Maybe I have a PhD. Oh fuck, I'm amazing. I have a PhD. That is not what men care about.
Unmarried with a PhD. I have a car, a home, and savings. I've worked hard to make myself a high achiever, hoping that eventually I'd meet an equally accomplished man to marry. But it never occurred to me that my age would be held against me. I worked hard in school, earned money, and built a life for myself. Wasn't it all for the chance to find someone outstanding? Yet now, the men I'm introduced to are either divorced with children or have no ambition.
Yes, they are either divorced. This is the age where people do get divorced. People that have married early out of high school kind of thing, or just after university. 22, let's say, let's work on 22. So at the age of 22, 23, you get married, you work. 20 years later, you go through the whole shit process of divorce. That's another topic, but let's just work on that. So that man is maybe 42, 43 years old. He is the kind of person that will meet this 37, 39-year-old woman. And he's probably going to have some children. Or then the other side, what she says, or men that have no ambition. I mean, fucking, they are just everywhere, aren't they? I mean, it's not just men with no ambition, there's also women with no ambition. And what does ambition mean? Does she class the man that's like, I'm now 45 years old, I couldn't give a flying fuck about this woman anymore. I live for peace. I live for my peace. Is that now no ambition because I don't want to work and give all my money to you so that you can go and spend shit? That's not how it works. I mean, it's a very broad term, men with no ambition.
Frankly, it's upsetting. I've worked so hard for so many years, only to find that now I'm expected to settle for a man who's not on the same level. This woman once believed that the more accomplished a woman is, the more likely she would meet a compatible partner. Yet, after years of hard work and success, she faces the reality that many accomplished men her age are now turning to younger women in their 20s. The Chinese marriage market is unforgiving.
With it's not now. It's not just now that they're turning. Think logically for yourself. You have two model iPhones in today's age. You can buy. I don't own an iPhone. I have like some Samsung shit phone somewhere. So please forgive me if I have the terms incorrectly. But so now today you are able to buy the iPhone 5 compared to the iPhone 14. I mean, would you not go for the better, the younger, the newer one? How can, I mean, this woman, this was probably the iPhone 5 and she wants to compete with the iPhone 14. Make that make sense. Fuck.
When it comes to a woman's age. As Chinese urban women become more financially independent and educated, marriage is no longer an economic necessity. For many men, however, financial concerns...
Sure, marriage is not a necessity anymore, but they do want your money, right? They do want your money. So that is also creeping in. That single mother syndrome is also creeping into China now. Don't want to get married anymore. I'll take your dowry that you as the husband or the man has to pay. Dowry is where you have to pay the parents of the bride to be to get her hand in marriage, and then you pay for everything, and then she has your child, and then she divorces you. It's happening all over the world, guys.
Dampen their enthusiasm for marriage. The cost of marriage has become high, with substantial financial commitments that include housing, cars, weddings, and other expenses. For example, in small and mid-sized cities, the cost would look like this. A house at 1 million yuan, 100,000 yuan for renovations, a car at 150,000 yuan, a bride price of 180,000 yuan, gold jewelry at 40,000 yuan, and a wedding at 100,000 yuan. Altogether, a marriage would cost a man around 1.57 million yuan.
Just stop there. Let me just pull that out. So 157,000. So that would cost you a marriage currently. I don't know, when did they do this? China Observer, you are a cool channel. 9 months ago. So it's still end of 2024. It would cost you as the groom 220,000 US dollars. 220,000 US dollars to have, I don't know, all these people at your little wedding, not little, but at your wedding, and then to start off your life.
Some beyond the savings of most average families. For many men, these financial demands feel like a full-scale drain, prompting some to abandon the idea of marriage altogether. Among millennials, more and more people are choosing to stay single. The high costs and
That's the smart way. Look at this guy. I mean, he's living in a room, in a backpacker room. Where is it now? Fuck it, man.
of marriage altogether. Among
There. I mean, it looks like a cabin, like a boat cabin or something. And there must probably one sleeping here, 1, 2. Maybe there's like 3 there. It's just a cubicle where you can sleep. It's like a hostel. He has to work, and this guy has to fucking find $220,000 somewhere. The expectations are out of this world.
millennials, more and more people are choosing to stay single. The high costs and risks associated with marriage, especially in today's economic climate, have made lying flat a term for opting out of traditional pressures an increasingly appealing choice.
I'm 42, single, and have been working for 10 years. I've saved 600,000 yuan and live off the interest. I don't plan to exhaust myself for a woman, and I believe staying unmarried is the biggest trend for the next decade.
Sure.
I'm committed to staying single for life. By not marrying, I'm financially free. I avoid all the major expenses: house, car, wedding gifts.
House, car, wedding gifts, family connections, all the major expenses. This young man he has a wonderful attitude there. I'm not saying stay a fucking monk, but I mean, shit, use common sense, right? When you have to just always pay. I mean, in this series we're looking at China, but there's something similar that the guys in Philippines and Thailand and all those places also have these expats that move there. You always have to pay. You have to pay. You are just a walking ATM. You have to pay for the family. You have to pay for my mother wants to visit you. This guy has the best attitude. And hopefully it will get clearer as he grows older. Don't have to buy all this shit for other people.
Gifts, family connections, all of which are high cost without benefiting us men directly. As long as I don't get stuck with car loans, house loans, or the pressure to pass on the family line, my 4,000 yuan monthly salary is more than enough for me.
Well done.
If you get married, you're committing to a life of hard work and debt. My life, free and easy. Once you marry, you fall into a debt trap you can never escape. Brothers, I'm telling you, choosing not to marry is your biggest blessing and key to happiness.
So it's not just in the West, it's not just in the English-speaking countries. Because of these guys at China Observer, they could translate this for us. And it's for me, this is new. We all knew it happened, but now it's here. One can actually watch this. It's all over the world. Look after yourself, gentlemen. Look after yourself first. Do not take on other people's credit card debt. Do not pay off some people's fucking student loans.
I spend less than 50 yuan a day, and I'm the wealthiest guy in the village when it comes to cash on hand. Staying single means I don't need to try to win over women or lose my head to love, which could end in financial and emotional loss. I've sidestepped all the risks of marriage from the start. Don't live in someone else's perfect world.
And just on that note, watching some of these channels of older men finding peace. I'm in the process as well of just like finding peace for myself. It's very, very fast that if you watch the comments, everybody is just not everybody, but I mean the comments from most people, from most women on there is like, oh, it's red pill, oh, fucking simp, living in your mom's basement. It's all of a sudden because they cannot manipulate you anymore, because your eyes have opened. Now all of a sudden they call you names. but he's the richest person in the village because he has cash on hand. He owes nobody fuck all.
Live in your own.
This man's words struck a chord with many online. Some commented that the real issue is whether marriage is truly worth it. They're
No.
concerned that, after all the effort to find a wife, men often shoulder most of the burdens. They also question the practicality of raising children in today's society, given how difficult it can be to ensure a good life for themselves. Others went as far as to argue that those...
That is another expense. Because once she's pregnant and once your life is now started, you have to pay hospital bills when she's now pregnant or whatever. Hospital visits, bills. And then from day one onwards, or after, whenever she's gone back to work, hopefully, maternity leave is now finished, that baby needs either a nanny or daycare, and there your hundreds and hundreds upon thousands of dollars of expenses start for the next 18 years. Take care of that child.
Those without financial means shouldn't bring children into the world, as they're likely to face intense pressure in today's high-stakes environment. Many feel marriage has lost its meaning in a society where simply surviving has become such a challenge. China, known for its large population of 1.4 billion, is seeing a growing trend where more people choose not to marry or have children. In fact, the number of registered marriages in China has been on a steady decline for the past decade. On November 1st, China's Civil Affairs Department released data showing that about 4.7...
That is now November 1st, 2024. 4.7 million couples registered for marriage in the first 3 quarters. So that should bump it up to about, 6 million couples in the year of 2024.
7 million couples registered for marriage in the first 3 quarters of 2024, a drop of 16.6% compared to the 5.7 million in the same period last year. Chinese demographers predict that new marriages will fall to around 6.3 million couples in 2024, which would mark the lowest annual number since records began in 1986. In 2023, a total of 6.8 million couples married, a far cry from the peak of 13.5 million in 2013.
Wow. In a 10-year span from 2013, that's almost a 50%. Is that like a 50%? From 13.5, let's make that 14 to 2023, 6.8, let's take that up to 7. So from about 14 million to 7 million. That's a half. That's like, we cut it in half. And this poor guy sitting here, he does not know all the shit that is coming to him. He's most probably already paying off the dowry to the parents, to her parents. Like fucking buying cattle at a fucking auction.
A nearly 50% decrease in a decade. This downward trend in marriage has become a hot topic on social media platforms like Weibo. Analysts point to unresolved issues in Chinese society, such as the lack of gender equality and the burdensome practice of expensive bride prices and housing as marriage prerequisites.
What is that? Is that like the money take back?
Issues in Chinese society, such as the lack of gender equality and the burdensome practice of expensive bride prices and
Come on, Jay, stop it. This is like the money. I assume the money that needs to be paid. It's a real thing. You are buying a bride. You have to pay money. I know it's unheard of in our society, in normal society. I mean, where in America, where in Australia, where in the UK, Switzerland, wherever we are from, where do you go and fucking pay X amount of money just to buy the privilege of getting married to somebody's daughter?
Housing as marriage prerequisites. The sluggish economy adds to the challenge, with many young people facing pay cuts, layoffs, or job scarcity. With the added responsibility of supporting parents and young children, the financial pressure of marriage can be overwhelming. Tom, a 23-year-old Chinese student studying abroad, told Radio Free Asia that out of all his friends, only 2 have married. Most of his peers place marriage low on their priority list, valuing personal goals
It's all for this, huh? We need the little pictures, we need that princess treatment. Let me just, where's that one?
That out of all his friends,
not this one.
Only 2 have married. Most of his peers.
This one. Ooh! It's the princess treatment. Look at all the photographers in the back. Oh, it's that special day. It is that special day, and if you as a gentleman, as the husband, as the groom, if you can't provide this, mate, don't expect too much the evening of the wedding night.
Place marriage low on their priority list, valuing personal goals and career building over settling down. This generational shift reflects a changing perspective on marriage, where younger generations prioritize self-fulfillment over the traditional path of early marriage. Tom said, "There's a saying in China, marriage is the grave of love, and love doesn't need a certificate."
Nice.
This mindset is quite popular among young people. Many see marriage as a form of validation imposed by others, preferring to trust their own feelings and avoid being bound by marriage. What's more, many young people in China who want to get married come from divorced families, which makes them more cautious about marriage. They've seen their parents' failed marriages and don't want their own futures to suffer the same fate. Tom believes that many people his age do hope to get married, but economic factors and differing perspectives on marriage between men and women make young men hesitant to commit. Emily, also a student abroad, has a different perspective on why Chinese women may not want to marry early. She notes that most women her age are only children and cherished by their families, unlike previous generations.
She split that there. Only children. And I think what it's supposed to say is they are only children. So on the one child policy kind of thing, they are only children. And the little princess syndrome is there. This little girl has been treated like a princess her whole life. From her parents, straight through to her teachers in kindergarten, school teachers, because mommy or daddy must probably like throw a tantrum if anything happened to their precious little girl. Up until this point where she's now married, or not married, but a young, independent boss babe.
That prioritized sons and faced economic pressure to have daughters marry quickly. Emily said, "I think the one-child policy has given opportunities to this generation of women that they may have never had otherwise. In families with only daughters, I don't think any parent would want their daughter to marry casually. Unlike the previous generation, my generation doesn't feel a need to sell off their daughters. In fact, many women already have their own property and other assets before..."
Sure, don't sell off your daughters. Forgo the dowry. Don't sell off your daughters. Let her go and find love the normal way. Let her go and figure out shit and life the normal way. But now you refuse your daughter to date. You need to sell her off. And all of a sudden she doesn't know what she's doing, and she ends up as a 35-year-old leftover woman.
or marriage. With this kind of independence, they don't feel as urgently bound to family life and aren't as focused on marriage as previous generations were. Nowadays, women no longer look to marriage for the things they want out of life. Emily, who was researching China's birth policies, said that the focus on whether young people register their marriages is primarily rooted in concerns over low birth rates. She's interviewed several women born in the 1990s and who have received calls from community centers pushing them to marry and have children. These women tend to have a negative view of marriage, and even some patriotic youth aren't necessarily inclined to follow national policies on marriage. Emily explained, in the end, the government's concern over marriage is actually about encouraging childbirth. The ultimate goal is to have young people give birth. But these patriotic youth have a lot of internal conflict. I interviewed a girl in her 20s who said that the country's policies are great and always right, but then concluded that since they don't have enough money, they can't have children. She said that a lack of resources, healthcare, and social security is why...
Okay, let's look at that. Let's stop that there. I mean, this is not just fucking talking about why and why not. This is not really what I wanted to look at. The bottom line, gentlemen, is that the grass is not greener on the other side. It's easy to say, oh, you know what? Fuck the West, I'm just gonna go and find myself a wife in the East. The East comes with its own problems. I mean, if you are prepared to flock out $200,000 just to get a wife to start your life, can't stop you. Nobody can stop you to do that. But it is eye-opening to see these leftover women, 30 years whatever, 30 years plus, and the kind of financial strain that you would put on yourself as a young gentleman, as a young man. We will have a look at a few more of these ones in the upcoming series on China. China Observer, you are a cool channel. I really enjoy the way that you translate things for us, so that we can also know what China does. Alright, YouTube, I know this is a little bit longer one, but it's fun to see how the rest of the world lives as well. Alright, have a good one. Do what you need to do on the YouTube things if you want to. Don't want, it's all cool as well. See you next one, YouTube. Cheerio.